हेलो दोस्तों, स्वागत है आपका फिर से एक बार आपके अपने यूट्यूब चैनल ग्लोबल विजडम में। मैं मुकेश कुजूर आप सभी का स्वागत करता हूं और सबका बहुत से और पूछना चाहता हूं कि कैसी तैयारी चल रही है आप लोगों की। और सॉरी इस बात के लिए कि कुछ दिनों से वीडियो नहीं आ पा रही थी। आप देखे होंगे 4-5 दिन से ऐसा कुछ पर्सनल रीज़न थे जिसकी वजह से वीडियोस नहीं बन पाई। तो लेकिन अब ऐसा नहीं रहेगा, कोशिश मेरी रहेगी कि टाइम से आपको वीडियोस मिल जाएं ताकि प्रिपरेशन आपकी में कोई रुकावट ना हो और इस बार आपको अपना रिज़ल्ट 100% आपको मिले। ठीक है, जीआरएफ का जो आपने ड्रीम्स देखा है और तैयारी आप लगे हैं तो उसको 100% पूरा करना है जून 2025 इस ईयर में। ओके तो हमारा अल्टीमेट गोल यही है कि हमें क्रैक करना है जीआरएफ। ओके, जीआरएफ के लिए टारगेट करना है जून 2025 के लिए। ओके, तो बिना किसी देरी के चलिए शुरू करते हैं। हम लोग सॉल्व कर रहे थे 2010 जून का कर लिया था। 2010 वी विल स्टार्ट टुडे। 2010 ओके, दिसंबर 2010 we shall start, okay, from question number 1 onwards. Okay, paper 2 we are doing. Fine, hope it is clear. So let's go for the very first question today on the screen. Okay, is it audible? Okay, let's begin. The first question of this session is Jeremy Collier's short view of the immorality and profaneness of the English stage attacked among others is John Bunyan, Thomas Rhymer, William Congreve or Henry Fielding. Tell the answer if you have any idea. Okay, so let's have some information. William Congreve is an English playwright. Okay, William Congreve is an English playwright, satirist, poet or Whig poet. Okay, Whig poet, WHIG. Okay, so actually here answer will be William Congreve. Option number 3 will be your correct answer. If I talk about his timeline, 1670 to 1729 is the timeline, his timeline. John Bunyan is an English writer and a Puritan preacher. That means he belongs to the Puritan age, okay, of history of English literature. John Bunyan. So 1628 to 1688 is his timeline. If I talk about Thomas Rhymer, he is an English poet and literary critic, antiquary and historiographer. Timeline is 1643 to 1713. Okay, and we are left with Henry Fielding. He is an English writer and magistrate. He was okay. And his timeline is 1707 to 1754. Okay, so this is the and more information about Henry Fielding. He is a great novelist. We know that he is a novelist and playwright during the English Restoration, as well as the famous founders of London's first police force, the Bow Street Runners. The police force name was the Bow Street Runners. This question can be asked. Okay, very important fact, must remember. And also is the father of English novel because his the way he worked and he wrote many famous novels he has written. Okay, and he introduced the pop culture and the sensibilities in novels. Fine, so the correct answer is option number C. Already we have seen. Moving to the question number 2. Question number 2. Okay. The Crystal Palace, a key exhibit of the Great Exhibition, was designed by Charles Darwin, Edward Moxon, Stephen Joseph Paxton, Richard Owen. Richard Owen. So you can tell the answer if you have any idea. Okay. So let's see some of the this is Charles Darwin option. His timeline was 1809 to 1882. 1882. Okay. He is a naturalist and geologist. Developed the theory of evolution by natural selection. We all must have studied some or the other places. It is very important and very famous as well. And so Charles Darwin is the father of the theory of evolution. We know that. Okay. And Edward Moxon, if you talk about Edward Moxon, so he's a poet and publisher. In the 19th century, early 19th century, 1801 to 1858. Okay. He's a poet and publisher, significant in Victorian literature. Victorian period he belonged to. Okay. Talking about Richard Owen, a prominent Victorian naturalist and paleontologist, known for his extreme writings on corruption, anatomy, okay, paleontology and evolution, including works like odontography on the archetype and homologies of the vertebrate and vertebrate skeleton and anatomy of vertebrates. Okay, so related to the biological structure or very internal anatomy related things he has explained, and those things he has done a lot of research in these things. Okay, now we are finally left with the option number C, Joseph Paxton. Okay, so Joseph Paxton is his timeline is 1803 to 1865. Okay, Joseph Paxton's timeline was an English gardener, an architect, engineer, and a liberal member of parliament, and he was famous for the architect of the Crystal Palace for the Great Exhibition of 1851 in London. Okay, so he belongs to that age, and important events that happened during his life, and in 1851, that is the most important event that happened, that is the Great Exhibition of 1851 in London, England. Okay, so this is the correct answer, option number C. Okay, Great Exhibition designed by Joseph Paxton, 1851. Moving to the next question, question number 3rd, my dear friends. Yes, so influence of the Indian philosophy is seen in the writings of G.B. Shaw, Noel Coward, Tom Stoppard, T.S. Eliot. Yes, this is, my dear friends, very important question and very interesting as well. You must have come across or must have read some of the other places that, okay, the writer who follows the Indian philosophy or the some elements of Indian philosophy has been found in his writings. T.S. Eliot. Okay, it is none other than T.S. Eliot will be the correct answer of this question. Fine. If I talk about his timeline, then 1888 to 1965, it is his timeline, and his full name is Thomas Stern Eliot, Sterne, Stern Oliot, and he is considered as OM. OM, that is means Order of Merit. So he has been awarded with Order of Merit. Okay, once again I'll write the timings. 1885, 1888 to 1965. Okay. T.S. Eliot. Then, so he was a poet, essayist, and playwright. Famous poem he's written, The Love Song of J. Alfred Prufrock, and he is known as the father of modern poetry. Father of modern poetry, and he has written the best known poems. The best known poems are The Wasteland, 1932. The Hollow Man, 1925, Ash Wednesday, 1930. Okay, so these are the few facts you must remember. Very important questions for the exam purpose, exam's point of view. Okay, then his famous quote is quotation: "Only those who will risk going too far can possibly find out how far one can go," is the famous quote by him. Okay. Another work he has written is Four Quartets. Four Quartets. Four Quartets. Okay. In 1943. Okay. Fine. So let's go ahead. So T.S. Eliot will be your correct answer here for this question. Let's take some more information. G.B. Shaw, also known as George Bernard Shaw. So his timeline is 1856 to 1950. George Bernard Shaw, famous for his role in revolutionizing comic drama, won an Academy Award and a Nobel Prize for Literature. He has received a Nobel Prize for Literature. And the famous plays by George Bernard Shaw, G.B. Shaw, is Arms and the Man. It was written in 1893 and performed in 1894. Then Candida, 1894, written in 1894 and performed in 1897. The Man of the Destiny, written in 1895 and performed in 1897. Last one, You Never Can Tell, is written in 1895 to 96 and first performed in 1899. Okay. Coming to Noel Coward, his timeline is 1899 to 1973. Okay. Fine. So he is an English playwright and composer. He is an English playwright, composer, director, actor, singer, and known for his wit. Fine. Another one is Tom Stoppard. He is an English playwright and screenwriter. Okay, 1937. He was born 1937 onwards. Okay. His famous work is Rosencrantz and Guildenstern are dead. Rosencrantz and Guildenstern are dead. Okay. His another work is Shakespeare in Love. Okay, by Tom Stoppard. Fine. I hope you have got some ideas. So now we will move on to the next question. Question number 4. Here we have on the screen. In which of his voyages Gulliver discovered mountain-like beings? The land of the Lilliputians, the land of the Brobdingnagians, the land of the Laputans, the land of the Houyhnhnms. Okay, Houyhnhnms. You can tell the correct answer. Some words are little difficult to pronounce, yet we will try. Okay, so here the answer is going to be your option number B. Okay, the land of the Brobdingnagians. Okay, Brobdingnagians is the correct answer. Option number B. Fine. Okay, it is written by whom? It is written by Jonathan Swift. Jonathan Swift, who is a Irish writer and satirist. So Jonathan Swift's timeline, if I talk about, is 1667 till 1745. Okay, 1745. Okay, now fine, this is solved. So we'll move to the next question. Question number 5. Question number 5. Okay, Patrick White's Was is a novel about the sea, the capital market, the landscape, the judicial system. There are 4 options. So Patrick White's Was is a novel about the, guess what? Answer in the comment box if you know. Yes, it is option number C, landscape is the correct answer. Okay, Patrick White's Was is a novel about the landscape. Okay, question number 6. Question number 6. Although Nobel laureate Seamus Heaney writes in English in voice and subject matter, his poems are Welsh, Scottish, Irish and Polish. 4 options are there. Okay, once again, although Nobel laureate Seamus Heaney writes in English in voice and subject matter, but his poems are Welsh, Scottish, Irish or Polish. 4 options. Okay, so we will start with eliminating. Not Welsh, not Scottish, not Polish, but Irish. Mostly Irish also have taken active participation in writing in English. Okay, there's Scottish also. People are great writers in the history we have seen. Okay, so this is clear. Irish. Question number 7. 6 is 10. 7. Okay, to whom is Mary Shelley's famous work Frankenstein dedicated? Lord Byron, Claremont, William Godwin, P.V. Shelley. Another important question. So let me tell you the answer. If you know, please comment in the comment box. Mary Shelley's famous work Frankenstein dedicated to, yes, William Godwin. William Gordon. Option number C will be your correct answer. Fine. And his timeline, Mary Shelley's timeline is 1797 to 1851. Okay. Then we have another question, but we can still discuss because other options also are great writers. So William Gordon is timelines is 1756 to 1836. Okay. So William Gordon is an English journalist, political philosopher and novelist. Talking about Lord Byron, his timeline is 1788 to 1824. Okay. So Lord Byron is a poet and former member of the House of the Lords of United Kingdom, UK, British romantic poet and satirist. Last is P.B. Shelley, an English writer. His timeline is 1792 to 1822. Okay. So P.B. Shelley is an English writer. He has written many great works like Ozymandias 1818-18, Ode to West Wind 1819-19, To a Skylark 1820, Adonis 1821, and also The Necessity of Atheism 1811. It is an philosophical essay. How did he die? He died by drowning, okay, in a river or sea. Okay, so 1822 he passed away. Okay. Talking about Claire Clairmont, his timeline is 1798 to 1879. 1879. Okay. Claire Clairmont is a writer and Mary Shelley's sister. Okay. So answer is William Gordon. We have seen already. Question number 7 successfully has been solved. Hope understood. Now moving to question number 8th. Question number 8. Which among the following poems by Philip Larkin records his impressions while travelling to London by train? Obeyed church going, the Whitsun wedding, and Arundel tomb. 4 options. Please answer in the comment box if you know, my dear friends. Okay. Obeyed won't be there. Church going is wrong. Arundel tomb is wrong. Option number C we are left with, and this will be your correct answer. The Whitsun wedding. So Philip Larkin's timing, because he is also a great writer. Philip Larkin, let me tell you, his timeline is 1922 to 1985. Okay, he is a poet and a novelist. He is the famous He's famous for the nation's best loved poet. Okay, he's very famous and he's considered as the nation's best loved poet. So let me tell you that Obed was written in 1977. 1977, Obed. Church going 1954. 1954, Whitson wedding 1958. 1958. Okay, Arundel tomb 1956. 1956. Okay, so hope you have understood this one. Okay, so this is the works by Philip Larkin. Option number C was the correct answer. We have seen question number 9. Moving to the question number 9. Question number 9. The English satirist who used the sharp edge of praise to attack his victims was Ben Jonson, John Donne, John Dryden, Samuel Butler. What will be the correct answer? Okay, let's solve this question. You can answer in the comment box if you know the answer. Okay, so the correct answer for this question will be, my dear friends, is Ben Jonson. Ben Jonson, option number A will be the correct answer for this question. And if I talk about his timeline, then 1572 to 1637. 1637. Okay, he is an English playwright and poet. He wrote many satirical plays as well, and he is famously known for his works like Every Man in His Humor 1598, Walpole or the Fox 1606, The Alchemist 1610, Bartholomew Fair 1614. And he is also famous for his lyric and epigrammatic poetries. His famous poem is The Forest. He is also known as the father of comedy of humors. Okay, so Ben Jonson is known as the father of comedy of humors. Okay, so this much we have seen. Then let's talk about John Donne, also a great writer, metaphysical writer. His timeline is 1572 to 1631. Okay, so he's an English poet. He's also English poet and a scholar, soldier, secretary, cleric in the Church of England, famous for a unique writing style of wit. He's an intellectual person, and he has given many arguments and worked on imagery. Okay, so he's called as the father of metaphysical poetry, John Donne. Okay, he has given a famous quote. Famous quote is, "No man is an island." No man is an island is a quote given by John Donne. Okay, now let's talk about John Dryden. Then Samuel Butler's timeline is 1835 to 1900 and 1800 and 1902. Okay, so Samuel Butler is best known for the satirical utopian novel. Utopian novel means where there is no injustice, no suffering, no pain. Okay, his work is Erewhon, Erewhon, 1872, and the semi-autobiographical novel The Way of All Flesh, published in 1902. posthumously, means after his death. Butler's famous quote is, "Life is like a music, it must be composed by ears, feelings and instinct, but not by rule." Okay. Now coming to John Dryden. John Dryden, a great writer. Actually, he is a father of English critic. 1631 to 1700. Okay. So John Dryden is an English poet and a literary critic, a translator and a playwright. 1668 he was appointed as an England's first poet laureate. He wrote almost 30 tragedies, comedies and dramatic operas. John Dryden's masterpiece is The Conquest of Granada. The books he has written, important books, are Absalom and Achitophel, Macflacno, Essay of Dramatic Poesy. Okay. Dryden translated the Aeneid into couplet, turning Virgil's almost 10,000 lines to 13,700 lines. Okay. So Aeneid is a work by Virgil. Okay. The Aeneid is a work written by Aeneid by Virgil. So it was written in 10,000 lines. So next he has translated and wrote in 13,700 lines. Okay. And so the option that is left with us is the John Donne. Okay. And is the correct answer. Okay. Anyways, we have discussed. So John Donne, option number B, is your correct answer. Fine. So now let's move on to the next question. Question number 10. We shall move on to question number 10. Okay. One of the most famous movements of direct address to the reader, I married him, occurs in Henry Fielding's Tom Jones, Charlotte Brondt's Jane Eyre, Lawrence Sterne's Tristram Shandy, George Eliot's Middlemarch. Question number 10. So let's solve this question. Actually here the answer will be, I'm telling you first only, you can write in the comment box your answer. Charlotte Bronte's Jane Eyre is the correct answer for this question, option number B. Okay. So Charlotte Bronte's Jane Eyre was written in 1847. Okay.
Any student from Sasaram, Balapua. If there is any student from Balapua, Sasaram, you can come to my office.
Okay, so the option are A, B, C, D. So correct option here will be option number B, Charlotte Bronte's Jane Eyre. Option number B is the correct answer of this question. Okay. It was written in 1847. 1847. Charlotte Bronte's timeline is 1816 to 1855. Okay. Then we have genre is Gothic genre. Okay. The genre that is written was in Gothic fiction. Characteristics of Bronte's novel: romance and satiric realism, and she is a feminist writer. Talking about Henry Fielding. Henry Fielding is a English writer and magistrate, 1707 to 1754. He was a novelist and playwright during the English Restoration, as well as one of the founders of London's first police force, Bow Street Runners. Police force name was Bow Street Runners or Bow Street Runners. Then he is also called the father of English novel. Who? Henry Fielding. His pen name was Captain Hercules Vinegar. Coming to Lawrence Stern. Lawrence Stern was timeline. His timeline is 1713 to 1768. Okay, he is an Anglo-Irish novelist and Anglican cleric. He is best known for his comic novels, The Life and the Opinions of Tristram Shandy, The Gentleman, 1759 to 1767, and A Sentimental Journey Through France and Italy, 1768. Tristram Shandy first is considered to be the first stream of consciousness narrative. Talking about George Eliot, option number D. So George Eliot has written Middlemarch, and George Eliot's timeline is 19 to 1880. Okay, and real name, her real name is Mary Ann Evans. Pen name is George Eliot. It is believed that she has changed her name so that she can be given more importance. It is believed. So Mary Ann Evans is her real name. Then famous for the psychological depth of her characters and her descriptions of English moral life. Then major works: Adam Bede, 1859, The Mill on the Floss, 1860, Silas Manor, 1861, Middlemarch, 1871 to 72. Then Daniel Deronda, 1876. Then famous poem, May I join the choir invisible. Okay, quote. Famous quote is, "It is never too be late to be what you might have been." Okay, so correct answer is option number B, already has been told. So now moving to the question number 11. Question number 11 before you is Langland's Piers Plowman is a satire on aristocracy, chivalry, peasantry, clergy. So what will be the correct answer? Sorry. Langland's Piers the Plowman is a satire. It is actually a poem and a satire on clergy actually. So option number D, clergy, will be your correct answer. So William Langland's timeline is 1332. His full name is William Langland, 1332 to 1386. Is an author, and actually Langland means long or vast land. Okay, so this is the correct answer, option number D. Moving to question number 12. Question number 12. Which of the following thinker concept pair is correctly matched? I. A. Richards, archetypal criticism; Christopher Fry, mysticism; Jacques Derrida, deconstruction; Terry Eagleton, psychological criticism. So Jacques Derrida has given the concept of deconstruction. We have learned it. So he is a French Algerian philosopher. Okay, Jacques Derrida, 1930 to 2004. Okay, Jacques Derrida has given the concept of deconstruction. I. A. Richards is an English literary critic, and he has given the practical criticism, not archetypal criticism. His timeline is 1893 till 1979. Christopher Fry is an author, 1907 to 2005. Is an English poet and playwright. Terry Eagleton, literary critic. He is a literary critic, 1943 onwards. Okay, he has written a literary theory. He has given literary theory an introduction in 1983. Okay, so but you have some new terms which we must discuss. So what is archetypal criticism? So it analyzes the literature by identifying and interpreting recurring patterns, symbols, and character types, archetypes, that means that resonate with universal human experiences, drawing on theories of the collective unconscious. Okay, what is mysticism? Mysticism is in literature explores spiritual or transcendent experiences beyond ordinary understanding, often featuring direct experiences of the divine, altered states of consciousness, spiritual journeys, and visions, aiming to express a deeper understanding of reality. Okay, next is psychological criticism. Uses psychological theories to analyze texts, focusing on characters' motivations, desires, and conflicts, as well as the author's psyche and the conscious. Okay, so if I ask you who is the father of English criticism, so he is John Dryden. Father of English criticism is John Dryden. Okay, so here we have solved this question already. Option number C will be the correct answer for this question. Jacques Derrida has given the term deconstruction. Now moving on to question number. Okay. Question number 13 we shall do. Sexual jealousy is a theme in Shakespeare's The Merchant of Venice, The Tempest, Othello, King Lear. Okay, so sexual jealousy is a theme in Shakespeare's Othello, very famous works. These all are famous plays or drama written by Shakespeare, but the theme is found in Othello, okay, sexual jealousy. So it was written in 1603. These all plays ABCD were written by Shakespeare himself. Okay, so William Shakespeare's timelines, if you want to know, 1564 to 1616. Okay, he's an English poet, playwright, and actor. His writing style is iambic pentameter. Iambic pentameter. Okay, so this is the correct answer, option number C. Moving to question number 14th. The title New Criticism, published in 1941, was written by Clent Brooks, John Crowe Ransom, Robert Penn Warren, Alan Tate. 14. Okay, so option elimination method. He won't be there. Clent Brooks not. Robert Penn Warren also correct, incorrect. Alan Tate also wrong. So we are left with John Crowe Ransom is the correct answer for this question. Okay, he has given the New Criticism title. Okay, 1941 published. Clent Brooks is an American literary critic, 1906 to 1994, and is regarded as one of the significant American new critics of the 20th century. Alan Tate is an American poet and essayist, 1899 to 1979. Okay. Best works is Ode to the Confederate Dead, 1928 is a poem. The Mediterranean, 1933. The Fathers, 1938. Okay. Talking about Robert Penn Warren, 1905 to 1989. He also won Pulitzer Prize. Robert Penn Warren won Pulitzer Prize. Pulitzer Prize. Okay. So this much we have seen. So option number B is the correct answer. Now moving to the last question of this session is which of the following is not a revenge tragedy? The White Devil, the Duchess of Malfi, the Dr. Faustus, the Spanish Tragedy. The last question we are doing. So the White Devil is written by John Webster. Okay, the White Devil and the Duchess of Malfi, these both are written by John Webster. John Webster. Okay, and the Dr. Faustus actually is the correct answer, which is not a revenge tragedy, but it is an Elizabethan tragedy by Christopher Marlowe, with elements of morality play, exploring themes of ambitions, temptations, and the consequences of sin, with Foster's tragic fall seeming as a cautionary tale. Okay, so Dr. Foster's ultimately will be the correct answer, written by Christopher Marlowe. And last, The Spanish Tragedy is a play written by Thomas Kyd. Thomas Kyd, KYD, one of the writers of uh, wits. Okay, university wits. 7 university wits are there. You can write in the comment box. That is your homework. Okay, please write in the comment box the 7 university wits. Very important. Repeatedly, this question has been asked. Okay. So that's all, my dear friends, for this session. Now 15 question we have seen. Otherwise, videos will be too long. So, okay, keep preparing for the next UGC NET examination, and we will see you in the next uh, video. Okay, so till then, thank you for watching, and if you are new to the channel, please like, share and subscribe. You can ask any doubt you have, then in the comment box you can ask. Okay, so thank you so much once again. Bye, take care, happy learning.